This is Citrine, and we are going to attempt to make her into the avatar. We are going to attempt to make her more powerful. We are going to do this with the help of a few things. First of all, the helmet system, but not the normal helmet system. The Archons shard part of the helmet system. Because if you read the title, you will see that the Archons made Citrine more powerful. So, yeah, I'll leave a link somewhere you can go to actually learn how to unlock the helmet system, as well as a link somewhere that should be a card or something letting you know how to unlock the Archon shard segment in specific. But these are the Archon shards. If they are all Talford, that's all the more excellent. But as you can see, I only have one Talford. I could add another Talford and then add another, red one if I so wished. But right now I do not wish. So this is going to be what I chose. Now, if we look at her, you would see that I did, despite being at helmet, I decided to keep all of her abilities exactly the same. This will focus on her second ability, because her second ability deploys a gem that shoots prismatic beams. The gem targets enemies that are taking weapon damage from Citrine and her allies. Its beams inflict heat, cold, toxin, and electricity status effects. Status chance and status duration increase for all nearby allies. And her one, slash and stagger enemies with a crystal blast that inflicts bleed, which is good on its own, but it also said enemies infected with this status effect have an increased chance of dropping health and energy orbs. And this also synchronizes with her 3, because if you hit the enemies with the 1, it counts as attacking them. So your gem will attack them. So it's actually brilliant. But let's get into the build, shall we? This is the build, okay? It's a 6 forma build. I actually didn't realize it was 6 forma, and one of the forma are actually an Umbral Intensify, so an Umbral forma, so definitely keep that in mind. Archon Continuity, because it had the same ability duration as Prime Continuity, but its effect is abilities that inflict a toxin status effect will also apply a corrosive status effect. Her 3 inflicts a toxin status effect because it's what it does. It's elements, all 4 elements. So yeah, pretty good. And then over here we have Archon Vitality. Status effects from abilities that deal heat damage will be applied twice. And guess what ability deals heat damage? Yep, you guessed it. Citrine's 3rd ability. So we have Toxin, we have Heat, because it specifically says abilities. Oh yeah, and I guess we should get into Citrine's passive, okay? Citrine's passive right here, it says Citrine grants nearby allies 5 health regeneration per second. Pick up a health orb to increase regeneration by 0.1 up to a maximum of 25. So if you stay long enough in the mission, you will be able to increase your health as well as your health as well as your nearby allies within affinity range by 25 health, per second, which honestly is very good. That's why I personally have Arcane Blessing on Citrine. That's just me though. Feel free to use any other arcanes if you wish. I know some people prefer Arcane Energize and whatnot. I have Arcane Guardian and Arcane Blessing, but Guardian I definitely could substitute for Energize or whatnot. And this build, I do enjoy it quite a bit. As you're seeing on screen right now, the gameplay is in Steel Path. It's actually in Steel Path doing a defense mission. Citrine's specialty is defense and mobile defense. Of course, Citrine will work just fine with other missions too, like survival, whatnot. Citrine is a little not as good in exterminate and lets you group all the enemies together, but she definitely can handle her own in a pinch. Now, I will warn you, however, she has a tendency to steal kills away from the enemy ally with this build. She tends to steal a bit of the kills because, if the enemies are mostly finished off by your allies, the crystal or magic rock as I call it will just come in and take the rest of the kill. So definitely, I guess, keep that in mind if you wish. And it's worth noting that the crystal does shoot through walls. I don't know if that's a bug or if that's a feature. It really hasn't been mentioned as being a bug, but if it is, it hasn't been fixed in ever since the train came out as a Warframe. So just something worth noting, okay? And it's also worth noting that right now her 4, in case you don't know, actually has her slam, and then a bunch of crystals will go either which way, freezing enemies in place, paralyzing them, and the crystals that grow out of them do critical, have a 300% critical chance. And yeah, it's pretty brilliant, and it's worth noting that it works on acolytes as of right now. I don't know if it forever will work on acolytes, but it does work on acolytes, as well as the crystal will target the acolyte if you're shooting the acolyte or using your one. So keep all that in mind. And again, this gameplay is on the Steel Path. Definitely let me know your thoughts, comment section below. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.